It's Super Bowl 58 week, and the Broncos could not be more irrelevant. But that's not going to stop us from hating on the Chiefs anyway. Hey Broncos country, I'm Lori Lattimore-Volkman, and this is the Super Bowl Roundup. A Super Bowl we are not in. But remember when we were, just a few years ago, with Peyton Manning, Von Miller, and the no-fly zone, making waves at Super Bowl 50? The good old days. But now we are among the teams whose coaches are walking around Radio Row trying to be relevant a little bit. And Sean Payton is, of course, among them. Last year at this time, he was practically walking on water, having just been named the Broncos head coach and dropping all kinds of talk about how he was going to get with Russell Wilson, fix the offensive line, and how excited he was to work together.
Brand new head coach of the Denver Broncos, absolute legend, Super Bowl champion, Sean Payton. Woo! How about Russ, though? How was the conversation?
It was fantastic.
You said you've coached him in a Pro Bowl.
I had him at the Pro Bowl.
Was that a big part of your decision on going to Denver?
Well,
because there was conversation about quarterback and where you're going.
Yeah, I think this. You don't know someone if you haven't coached them. We played against them a lot. Like, we had a stretch with the Saints and the Seahawks, NFC, and then playoffs. I can see from afar the things that all of us have read. When you go 5-12, there's a lot of dirty hands.
Sure.
It's not, we focus on the quarterback and the head coach.
Okay.
The number one thing was ownership and front office, because that gives you the ability to fix, change, move, all of the above. If the other exists with the great quarterback, then you're just going to be a bad team with a good quarterback, and you're probably going to get fired.
Got it. So the quarterback alongside good ownership made Denver dream scenario. You see Russell Wilson still as Russell Wilson.
When do you find like the perfect quarterback with the perfect ownership and
that job's not open. Very rare. I don't know if
Andy Reid's coaching the Chiefs.
Good luck with Denver. You love Russ?
Yeah, I do. You're
going to make Russ better than Russ ever been, you think? Is that kind of all coaches' mentalities, I assume?
In Texas, they would say we're fixing to do it.
But this year, he's dropping hints about why they probably won't be working together anymore. Nothing's set in stone, as he pointed out, but still. Speaking to Jim Rome, Payton said he doesn't know what he's doing at quarterback, and as soon as he knows, Russell Wilson will know, and Broncos country will know. But he shot down any rumors that he's planning to trade up. He said he doesn't even know the jersey numbers of those quarterbacks in the draft.
So what are you doing at quarterback? What's going to happen with Russ? Can you see him starting for you next year?
That's a possibility. We said it after the year, and there are a lot of skeptics that are like, oh, you're crazy. You didn't play the last 2 weeks. And I understand that. We needed a spark offensively. We weren't scoring. Here's what I know, all right? There's already been all these reports relative to the draft. We don't start looking at the college players, the coaches, till Monday. All right, so I couldn't tell you the jersey number of some of these top quarterbacks that I know are going to get drafted early in this draft. So Monday begins the college, we call it the front board meetings. In the meantime, we're looking at free agency. We're looking at the players that are going to be available on other teams. But this puzzle, if you will, with the board flipped and flipped back upside down, and you factor in salary cap, how much money, where your draft picks, the spots that we consider musts, like musts, quarterback's a must, all right, and that's to include, is Russell a part of that or not? And as soon as we know those answers, then he'll know it, and we'll move forward. But
their 2024 could still see Russell Wilson on the roster. It doesn't seem likely because of what kind of quarterback Sean Payton wants.
So let me ask you this then. We don't know who, we don't know which, but you know what you're looking for in a quarterback.
Absolutely.
What are you looking for in a quarterback?
I think it's important that they're quick processors. Let me give you an example, and this was a strength of Drew's. It's a strength of Mahomes. During any given play in 7 seconds, he's going to point out the mic ID. He's going to send the receiver in motion. He's going to alert the back here for a check down, and he's going to alert Kelsey. It's cover zero. Like, he's a guy that gets in the car And I'm the opposite now, right? I've got this new car. No, I'm dead serious,
No,
though.
I know where you're going with this. That's why I'm laughing.
I've got this new car, right? And I know how to turn the radio on. I get to my auto, 72 degrees, whatever that is, and I drive. All right? I never have it in. And these guys will
you don't go through your driving progression?
No, these guys will
your driving tree?
They'll heat the back seats if you need it. They get to the 50 buttons that are available. Heat warmers, seat warmers. I have no idea where my seat warmer is, but I know I have one.
Right.
These guys got to be able to operate quickly in 6 or 7 seconds. It's the hardest thing for us to evaluate.
The head coach also spoke about changing the culture in the locker room from a losing one to a winning one. Something that was a lot harder after a rough 1-5
You're one of the most competitive guys I know. It's a results-oriented business. You don't want to lose. But how much of this year was about you building and establishing the culture you want in Denver?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is, and it's a we thing. It's the staff, it's the team, it's the organization, and I think one of the bigger challenges is when you start off 1-5, and obviously, like a horrific loss to Miami. But when you bring in a new message and have early success, that's easy.
They'll buy in.
Yeah, but when you bring in a new message and, man, you're not having that immediate success, it becomes more challenging. And we looked a little bit at Detroit the year prior where they were 1-6. They had a tough stretch there, but their takeaways numbers weren't that good. They were turning the ball over, and they flipped that script. They went 8-2 that year. And if you recall, they finished 9-8, a game short of the playoffs. They were eliminated right before they beat Green Bay. And I remember, look, the one thing you need in our league, you have to have hope each week when you play. And I'm pointing out those numbers, and fortunately for us, our script flipped the same way. We started taking the ball away. We had some big wins. We obviously had a chance to beat Kansas City at home, then went on the road to beat Buffalo, and that's what gave us a chance. And so before you learn how to win some of these tight games, you have to learn how not to lose games.
Despite losing 2 of the last 3 games of the regular season, Payton does believe that the Broncos have a winning mentality developing.
There's still that uneasy feeling that there's so much left on the table relative to the year we had. What happens when you do push back in a season like that and you get your head back above water, the energy to continue. When you dig yourself in a hole in this league, it's hard. So this offseason is going to be important for us. Draft, free agency, the questions around Russell, obviously, what we're doing at quarterback. All of those things are going to be vital to our success, not only in 24, but our success really in the next 3 or 4 years.
Sadly, Broncos country will have a lot of winning mentality to watch in the AFC West when the Chiefs win the Super Bowl on Sunday. Yeah, I said that. They're winning it. Just get ready for it. But for the record, if you want to say something that will really get Chiefs Kingdom up in arms, this is it. So anyway, the effing Chiefs are going to win. Because as much as I want the son of former Denver Broncos Super Bowl winning coach Mike Shanahan to win this one, as much as I want the son of former Denver Broncos great wide receiver Ed McCaffrey to win this one, as much as I want my Iowa State quarterback Brock Purdy to win this one, I'm afraid Mahomes and company just know how to win more. Sean Payton is right when he says a team has to learn how not to lose before it can really learn how to win. For years in Denver's shadow, the Chiefs teetered on that balance, not quite being able to figure out how to win, but only how not to lose. But ever since Mahomes has come on board, the Chiefs have known how to win, even when the stakes have been against them.
We know it's to take our best football, and so for us, we just have to come in with that intensity to go out there and play our best. And if we don't, we'll lose the game.
And it kills me. So F the Chiefs and F Mahomes and Travis Kelce and their 4th Lombardi. All I have to say is, go Niners. Woo-hoo. Maybe the Chiefs can lose.
The voters have a very difficult job. Every year, every time they meet, they're looking at a bunch of guys who are all Hall of Famers. They're all great players, and you could put them all in.
Go take a look at any game that Randy played and watch what he did, because he played the same every single time that he was out there.
He is without a doubt a surefire Hall of Fame player. Look at some of his numbers.
I would say if Randy Gradishar played on the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the New York Giants was somewhere on the East Coast, he'd have been a first ballot Hall of Fame.